Hello and welcome to this presentation about MMM in Thailand, which is a business game. We are the group 6 members from the batch 54 of the guided school. These are our members. I am Victor Buti, representing the group. Task 1 gives us the information that we just got into a new country, which is Thailand. We have internet, a team, knowledge received in guided school, $50,000, and we have an hour to develop a plan of actions for a week. We must specify the number of registrations, the deposit we wish to achieve within the period, and knowing fully well that the 50,000 is only given us once, and the rest of the money we'll need will be generated from the system. So we access all we have: the internet, the team of 10, so our guiders, our ability to create a school in the cloud, and to preserve the MMM ideology and sell it out to the people and give them the full picture of MMM. We need, of course, our YouTube channels, community pages on Facebook. We need our MMM website. We need to get the mentorship program starting, and we have to go through the Thailand's culture. Of course, the culture depends that we come to a face-to-face approach. We will propose that an office be done. Now, this is the breakdown of the budget. We have a residence of $5,000 for time convenience. I might not read all of them, but we need our residents. We also need interpreters because of the languages speaking, like the call and the rest. We also need to make souvenirs, that's the t-shirts, posters, banners, face caps, and jutting printing, a lot of other things. We need to create awareness in densely populated areas. So we also need charity events, charity organizations to which we could go, so they will put in a good word. It's going to make people understand that, hey, MMM is really cool and it's helping lives. We also need to know that we are not registering more than 450,000, making our plans realistic, and we have to continue this registration. So all in all, we have a budget that is not up to our initial startup. We do our SWOT analysis of MMM, wherein we check out the strengths, so we're able to counterattack every weakness we're going to be getting from the Thailand culture. We also check the opportunities. For instance, Thailand is like the 20th largest economy in the whole world, so it's very industrious, like places like Bangkok are so industrious. And also check our threats. Now, what do we do in this 1 week? First of all, we have a protocol officer that will take us around, show us around. We need our communication advisor who is going to communicate for us and communicate to the people. Of course, our accommodation, the logistics about how we take our movement. We need to group ourselves so that it's going to be easy for us to reach people and do follow-up. Of course, our campaign is going to be massive, and we're going to do a lot of things: advertising, printing of flyers, banners, branded face caps, so many other things. Even DVDs of MMM history could be very, very good. And also our refreshments is going to just make it easier for people to listen when they are refreshed and they're like, this is really cool. Of course, we need security to secure life and properties. So our task school says we have been here for a week and the contribution minimum is $300. And we know the rules. We have to give them 30% growth and all that. So what is our response? Now that we are into the system, we have to start training guiders, because guiders will sell out the information faster than we could because they're into the Thailand system and it's going to be easier for them. Now we've given ourselves the tasks of 25 people per person. That's amongst the leaders. So we will not have less than 250 people registered, being given a realistic number. And if the average contribution is $300, that means that we're going to have like $75,000 for the 250 people. And of course, the growth rate is going to be at 30%. That's an increase of $22,500, pardon me, which is going to be like $97,500 is going to be the total amount we need to give out when we want to get help. So if we've been here for a month, which is what Task 3 is focused about, we need to start thinking of how we are going to pay out the people that are going to be getting help within that month. Now, if 100 people came into the program and they give $300 each, we'll be having $30,000. Now, in order for us to pay the 30%, let's calculate the 30%. 30% of each person's $300 is like $90. And we also need to give them the registration bonus of $20. So every single person, for the 100 participants, the $90 interest, that's the 30% interest for all of them, is going to be like $9,000, and the $20 bonus is going to be like $2,000. So we need to add $90,000 plus $2,000 to the original amount of money we need to pay out, which is the $30,000. So it's going to be like an additional $11,000 to be generated by the system. Now we're just trying to say, if 50%, that like 50 people get help and re-help into the system, it's going to make it like 50 participants, they put in $300, they get in $15,000, and plus their interest and everything, they put it right back into the system. So if they put it right back into the system, we'll have generated additional $20,500. At this time, there will be the sum of $9,500 from the total PH of $30,000 as 50 participants. Meaning when we subtract like the 20,500 from the 30,000 that we need to pay, we just left with 9,500. In this case, if the 50 participants reach PH, withholding their interest and bonus, but $15,000 will be added to the reserved amount of 9,500 to make it 24,500, which will be sufficient for the next 50 GH. But in the case where there are no re-PHs, now there will be compelled to make sure that there's an additional income of like $11,000 to add to the 9,500 and to make it 20,500 for the next 50 participants. So we have to make sure that at least 36 to 40 participants will enter the system in 1 week. So much so that we'll have at least 144 participants. So the cycle continues over and over. Now, task 4 says after 2 months, we now encounter a problem like a Thailand holiday, which is going to really slash down the productivity, slash down the number of people coming in. So we need to make our analysis. Now, the response we are going to do is that we're going to have to stop the growth of Mavro pending when registration activities return to normal. When registration activities fall drastically by 75%, we also have to induce the pause mode. This means that all the contributions in Thailand, they are going to be divided into 2 parts, the one before and after the pause announcement. If any participant wants to get help in that point, they're going to have the withdrawal amount they're going to get is going to be the sum they deposited minus the sum they've taken out for the time of participation multiplied by a special coefficient, which is going to be determined by the timing and the system. So we can delay we can delay a bit the rate at which people help pledge gets matched with those that get help, so that we can build up sort of like a traffic, right? We may extend the number of days left until defrost of the account. We might extend it from, say, sometimes it's 2 weeks, right? We can take it to 3 weeks or 4 weeks so that we will have enough money to be able to build traffic. And in addition, we could actually use this so-called disadvantage to our advantage, wherein we can go and give souvenirs to those people at the events. Yes, the events are going to be people gathering together. We could use it to advantage. Tax 5 says, what if our plan did not work out and we don't have enough registration to cover the cost of deposit? We need to analyze our plan of action. Now, if it doesn't work out and we don't have registrations, we need to go back to task 1. How many participants do we really need to continue? How much contribution is necessary? What other resources are necessary? We need to really go back to the basics. When we go back to the basics, we have to make sure we do all we can to save from Thailand from a restart. So the things we'll do, we teach the ideology in details to people. We'll increase awareness. We'll train more guiders. Guiders hold a key to reaching out to the nooks and crannies of Thailand. We have to recruit more members, increase our publicity. We really need to be we have to have massive campaigns. So we have other rules. We can tell them, don't donate everything. Don't donate what is critical to you. Just, it's an investment. It's a donation between participants. We also need to tell them, for the system to continue and run perfectly, we need to keep getting and receiving help. Let's do it regularly. We talk about the community. We also show the positivity of the project, even to make sure the people understand what they're into and how it can help their community. We also need to reach more people on social media. We can go to posts, pages that are very economical, that they center on economy, they center on making money and stuff like that, because people there will be more interested in what we need to say. So when we do selected fan pages of financial, economic, political types, we can make active discussions there, so we can really bring more people to understand MMM. Now, they said that during this, in task 6, it says during this month of delay in payments, it increased to 7 days, referral activity almost to 0, the old members are not attracting, they are not sure, and stuff like that. Because of the new contributions grow as per old conditions and stuff, and are not frozen and available as usual. Make your plan of actions for another month. Now, knowing fully well that we cannot sustain this, we have to implement a pause mode, and we have to be very careful about it, because we need to avoid panic. We need to educate members of what pause mode is. We need to take our time to do that. We also need to rebuild trust by showing past experience of the program. Tell them about what happened in MMM South Africa, what happened in MMM, other places of MMM that they had to induce a pause mode and stuff. So we need to complete the transparency of MMM, show them what MMM is all about, and also implement trouble mining and the basic principles of the actions. Now, we can also implement MMM turbo and Marvel mining actions, and we have to start implementing Bitcoin trading. We also have to bring in more classes, training session, active. We have to be active in the communities. We need to we can even make the incentives more juicy by increasing referral bonus to like 15%. It's going to make people to be more into bringing people into the MMM community. Now, Tax 7 tells us that if the whole thing we've been trying to do proves inefficient and the restart eventually takes place, what are we going to do? Because there's a negative mindset on MMM in Thailand. So how are we going to curb it? Now, we will have to start by recruiting globally and exchange helps in Bitcoin. This will help facilitate the growth of MMM, because the international community, that's the global community rather, is going to be able to help MMM grow in Thailand because it needs some support. Now, we also need to increase our marketing. We need to use the same mass media that's saying negative things about MMM to explain the situation of what a restart means. We also need to explain to those that have lost what it means and the warnings they were given and stuff like that. We need to show the history and experience of MMM in other countries that had a restart. We need to evaluate ignored risk. We need to give incentives for old timers. We need to even make and consult with people of other places that had a restart in MMM, so that we'll know what they did differently this time, and we'll know what we can do even faster. So we can also try and make the incentives more juicy by increasing Marvels about 50%, because people will want to go into something that can give them 50%. We also need to inform them about the MMM ideology as well as it can be, and we'll need to tell them that it's MMM. MMM wants to eradicate poverty. It's not like more of investment. It's like a cash flow wherein we balance the scales, and we have to be honest about the risks in MMM. We get people motivated and we increase our campaign. We do it with a little bit more aggressive mentality. So we need to bring managers again, and we need to get them to trust MMM once more, and probably a copy of some of the souvenirs, bags, mugs, t-shirts, and well, who knows, even a car. So thank you very much for listening. I am still Victor Bute on behalf of Group 6 for the MMM business game. Thank you.